All right, number 5. Consider the following polynomial. F of x equals x to the fourth minus ux cubed plus 24x squared minus 32x plus 16, where u is an unknown real number. If x minus 2 is a factor, what is the value of u? So to do this one, to figure out the value of u, we're going to use the fact that x minus 2 is a factor. So we learned in a previous lesson that if x minus 2 is a factor, what that means is that x equals positive 2 is one of the x-intercepts. So x equals 2 is an x-intercept. Okay? If x equals 2 is an x-intercept, then we also know that the y value at x equals 2 is 0. So to solve this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 2 for x. Okay? Plug in 2 for x and set the equation equal to 0. So I'm going to plug in 2 for x and then set the equation equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. So x to the fourth minus u times x cubed plus 24 times x squared minus 32 times x plus 16. And I'm going to replace x with 2. So I replace all the x's with 2's. So plug in 2 for x and set the equation equal to 0. Now it's just a matter of simplifying and solving for x. So 2 to the fourth, that's going to be 16. Two cubed is going to be 8. Okay. Now we have 24 times 2 squared, so that's going to be 2 squared is 4. Okay. Negative 32 times 2, that's going to be a negative 64. Okay. And I'm going to continue simplifying. So I have 16. And then I'm going to take this term right here, and I'm going to switch around the order, which I can do since it's multiply. It's negative u times 8. I'm going to make this negative 8 times u. I can do that. 24 times 4. You may need to use a calculator for that. I'm going to use a calculator here. So 24 times 4 is 96. And then we have minus 64 plus 16 equals 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, 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 and this. I'm going to combine all those terms. So I have 16 plus 96 plus negative 64 plus 16. When I add all those things that I just underlined in black together, I get 64. So I end up with 64 minus 8u equals 0. 64 minus 8u equals 0. So now I can solve this for u by subtracting 64 from both sides. So I have negative 8u equals 0 minus 64. Now I'm going to finish this off by dividing both sides by negative 8. And I end up with u equals negative 64 divided by negative 8 is going to be a positive 8. So if the answer to number 5 is U equals 8.